I'd like to show you how to put together the samosas. It's very simple, and the filling can be made ahead of time. I've put in here some ground beef, onions, chilies, turmeric, cumin, and some fresh herbs which have been chopped up, mint and coriander, fresh mint and coriander. You can make this ahead of time. It's a wonderful, easy thing to do, and I'm using these lovely things. You can make your own dough, and there are lots of recipes for that, but it's very tedious and time-consuming. It is wonderful, but this is a wonderful alternative also. These are spring roll wrappers or wonton wrappers, and you can take these and just fold them over into little triangles and fill them with the filling like so. I'm just doing about a tablespoon in here. Then we take a little bit of water. We brush the edges. The reason we brush the edges with a little bit of water is that it helps the dough to stick together so the insides don't fall out and the thing doesn't open up when you're deep frying it. And then we also take this, and when we've made them all, put them in some peanut oil, which I have over there. I'm not going to show you that part because that's simple and everybody knows how to heat up peanut oil and throw stuff in it. So that's what we do with these. Put them in there, and then they turn out like this, and they get lovely and crispy. And we can serve them with lime wedges, like I've said before, or chutney. And they're delicious. They're easy, very, very easy. Done.
I'm just melting some ghee. That's good. I don't waste any of this precious stuff. And the first thing I'm going to add is one large onion, chopped finely. And you can get a little bit more. The way I would test this is to drop in a spice to see if it sizzles. It's not quite ready yet, so it needs to be a bit more. Okay. Now we have the onions turning golden brown. So it's almost ready, and at this point we're going to add the spices. I'm adding a fresh bay leaf, a cinnamon stick, and the rest of the whole garam masalas. I'm also at this point going to add the turmeric and the garlic. And turn the heat down just a little bit. At this point the spices are actually ready, and we're going to add the pre-soaked rice. I've drained it, and that makes it easier for the rice to cook quickly. There we go. I'm going to increase the flame a little bit. Every time you add a cold ingredient, you can increase the flame so that it reaches the right temperature quicker. So after adding the rice, you should keep stirring until the grains turn translucent. Make sure all the spices are incorporated really well.
Kabita, what type of pan? Is there a special biryani pan that you would use for this particular?
Well, this pan is actually very appropriate because it's wide and shallow, and the rice, you can spread the rice out. It's going to have a lot of vegetables in it, and it's going to allow the contents to cook very evenly, because wide and shallow means the heat will be distributed more evenly. So this is a good pan for biryani. So as you can see, the rice is sort of translucent, and I think it's ready for the vegetables to be added. I'm going to go ahead and add the vegetables.
So what is the mix of vegetables that you're putting in there?
I've got cauliflower, carrots, zucchini, and okra, diced, and more or less the same size, so that everything cooks at the same time. I've left a few florets of cauliflower large because they just look pretty that way.
It's starting to smell wonderful. So what gets added after the vegetables are incorporated?
We just want to make sure that all the spices, the vegetables absorb the spices before adding the stock.
Ah, so you're coating the vegetables with all of the spices and
yes,
the rice and ghee.
the oil, and so that it's got some of it on every piece. And then we're going to add some stock. And this is vegetable stock, so keep it a true vegetarian dish.
Now, if you were making I know there are lots of other biryanis, chicken biryani, would you be adding chicken stock?
Yes, you can do that. With the meat biryanis, you can add, you can substitute chicken stock or beef broth for, instead of the, you can substitute that for the vegetable broth. But we wanted to keep this truly vegetarian.
It is the vegetable accompaniment to the venison, so that's a reasonable thing. Also, I think the colors are going to be wonderful to look at on the plate.
That's really pretty. The colors are very bright, vibrant. So at this point, you can cover the dish, lower the heat, and let it cook for a little bit. I'm going to put it on medium-low. And it should cook for about 10 minutes, and I'm going to stir it occasionally to make sure the bottom doesn't stick. And in 10 minutes, we'll see you again. I'm turning the rice occasionally, and it's almost done. You can see that the spices are all very evenly distributed. It's got a nice golden color. And what I'm going to do now is
Could you tip that up for us?
Yes. So you can take a look at what it looks like. That's about ready.
Looks good.
It looks fun, really colorful and nice. And I'm going to now add the nuts. And this is a mixture of nuts, as there are cashews, pistachio, and almonds, which we have roughly chopped in the grinder. And I'm going to add it on top. I'm going to add most of it and leave a few for garnish on top. Stir that in. And I'm also going to add raisins, golden raisins. Again, I'm going to reserve a few just for the garnish and mix it all in. And I'm going to now cover it and leave it with the oven with the stove off so that it'll finish cooking, because it's just about ready.
Wonderful. It looks wonderful.